All right, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart, so I really appreciate it. And the Joseph P. Dwyer Veterans Peer Support Program, or Vet-to-Vet as many of the local programs are called, as I said, is near and dear to my heart. And I first heard about the Vet-to-Vet from my local Veterans Advisory Board during my first year in office. And it was a big win for the community when I was able to bring the funding here to start a program in Dutchess in 2015. Since that time, I have watched in awe as this program has grown year after year and become an invaluable resource for our veterans and their loved ones. Because of its unique peer-centered approach, Vet-to-Vet is so much more than a service. The Vet-to-Vet team and those they serve are more like a family, and this family saves lives. Yet each year, despite the program's stunning success rate, our veterans are forced to travel to Albany to advocate for funding for the program every single budget season. Since I've been in office, funding for the program has never been included in the former governor's executive budget proposal, and it has been left to the legislators and the veteran advocates to spend countless hours working to ensure the funding ultimately finds its way into the final state budget. That's time that these program operators could spend helping our heroes here at home. And that's why we're all here today. We have a new governor, one who has the opportunity to actually make history by including full funding for these programs in her very first executive budget proposal. Our veterans never hesitate to fight for all of us, and we won't hesitate to fight for them at budget time. But this Veterans Day is the time for New York to send a clear message to our servicemen and women. Now is the time to let them know that they won't have to fight for the resources that veterans and their families across the state have come to rely on. Now is the time for Governor Kathy Hochul and our legislative leaders to take the guesswork out of this budget cycle and make the commitment to fully funding the Joseph P. Dwyer Veterans Peer Support Program next year. You know, I always say that most issues transcend politics, and it is often thanks to bipartisan efforts that this funding is ultimately secured. And that is why I'm particularly proud to be joined here today by Chair of the Assembly's Veterans Affairs Committee, Assembly Member Dee Dee Barrett. Welcome, Dee Dee.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Serino, and thank all of you for being here. Thank you to our servicemen and women for your service and for your commitment to continuing to serve our veterans community. It's been my enormous honor to chair the Assembly's Committee on Veterans Affairs for the last 4 years. And while I'm proud to say that every year we have increased the money for the Dwyer program in the state budget, the senator is absolutely right. We have never had money in the executive budget at the outset of the budget process. And that's just wrong, because it's not fair to our servicemen and women to try to guess each time whether the legislature is going to add the money back in and get into the weeds of how we do budgeting in Albany. And we do have a wonderful new governor who has just appointed, I think, an extraordinary new head of the Division of Veteran Services, Reverend DeCone, and who has been responsive in my conversations with her. We are actually leading the charge right now to expand and elevate the Division of Veteran Services to be a full cabinet-level agency with a commissioner in charge and a robust budget, so that programs like this Dwyer funding don't have to be kind of segued through the Office of Mental Health, which we really appreciate that partnership, but it should be, veterans should have one stop where they know they can address mental health needs, housing needs, healthcare needs, education needs, and not have to go to 5 or 6 different agencies in the state of New York in order to get their services. So I think this is the moment for our new governor to step up and show this commitment by ensuring that this money is in her executive budget, and then committing to further guarantee that our veterans are we remove the barriers that we've put in place for them to access services. We've done a lot legislatively. We passed Restoration of Honor. We're working on a lot of different fronts, but we need to make our veterans and their families as comfortable and make it as accessible as possible to know and to have the security that these great programs will be in place year after year. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for what you do, and let's make sure that we continue to urge the governor to do the right thing for our servicemen and women and their families. Thank you. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce Adam Roche, who is Dutchess County's Veterans Service Officer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Prior to my position now, I was with Vet-to-Vet. It started in 2016, and from when a veteran comes in, when they're on their lowest, there's actually a dark in their eye. And with this program, the veteran goes through the process, goes to our groups, and you see a light. And it's the most unbelievable feeling ever to see that. This program saves lives. I know firsthand it does. Veterans come up to me and said if it wasn't for this program, they wouldn't be here today. This program must be funded. And if it's not, the blood's on your hands. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam. Greatly appreciate your kind words. And now I'd like to introduce the Director of Putnam County Veterans Services, Carl Rohde, and we also have our new Vet-to-Vet leader down in Putnam County, Jack Duncan. So Carl, say a few words, please.
First, I'd like to thank the Senator for having this, that we were able to voice our opinion. It's I just want to make 2 points. First, it's very tiring and burdensome that veterans have to go hat in hand every year to try and get these funding. We shouldn't have to do it. We shouldn't have to beg. You know, we're going to have Veterans Day tomorrow, and that leads to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And so Veterans Day is the gateway holiday to all these other holidays that we have, and we would have none of them if it wasn't for our veterans. So the governor has to understand that, and that we don't want to go hat in hand begging for money. And the other thing, the unique part of this, and Adam's hit on it too, is our program that Jack runs down in Putnam is entirely different than the program that Anthony runs up here in Dutchess. And that's the unique part and the beautiful part of the Dwyer Vet-to-Vet program, that each county is able to mold the program into something that's going to fit their county, and it helps countless veterans. Our motto in Putnam is one veteran at a time, and that's what we do, one veteran at a time. Again, thank you for having this. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Okay. And now I'd like to introduce Anthony Kavoris, the Director of Dutchess County Vet-to-Vet. Come on up, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow, I don't know what to say after all that. So, this job has humbled me in a lot of ways. When we see the people come in with the variety of issues that they have, every single era of veteran has come in. I mean, we have World War II veterans, Korean War veterans, Vietnam era, you know, and even the recent, Middle East War veterans. And they all have the same issues. And we're able to assess each one and partner them up with a peer mentor, try to get them into our groups, try to figure out what they actually need and work towards that. We refer them to whatever. If we can't do something, we know the resource that's available that we can get them to, you know. And that's what it's all about. And like Adam said, we've saved lives. I mean, people have told us, you know, they were at the bridge the one day, they were about to jump, and then, you know, they decided, let me go to this appointment that I have with Vet-to-Vet, and they come in, we bring them out, take them to get some coffee, talk to them, and they literally tell us, you probably just saved my life, because I would have probably done something that was stupid. So, I mean, this funding it's really not a lot of money for what we do, and how much is one life worth? How much is 10 lives worth? Because the Vet-to-Vet program has probably saved, you know, I don't know, hundreds of lives. Every single vet that's ever come into a Vet-to-Vet program, we have never lost anyone to suicide. That's an incredible thing to say. I don't think there's very many other programs that can make that, you know, claim. So, with that, So Michelle Noon is one of the veterans we've helped over the years. She came in, and I'd like to introduce her, and then maybe talk to her a little bit.
Hi. First and foremost, I'd like to say that if it wasn't for the Vet-to-Vet program, Angela and Adam, I wouldn't be here today. For suffice it to say, it's been a couple of years, and now I'm able to help other veterans because the family that I have with Vet-to-Vet and everything they've done for me over the years has just given me purpose and a place where I know I won't be mocked for having PTSD, or I won't be mocked because I couldn't pay my insurance bill. I can come here and I can ask, hey, can you help me? And 3 or 4 people will jump at the chance to help you. So anything that I can do to make sure that this program continues, I will. Because like Anthony said and Adam said, it's about life or death. And I honestly can tell you, I would not be standing here if it wasn't for Adam and Angela. And then the Vet-to-Vet picked everything back up for me. And that's it. And I'm doing well today. So that's good, you know.
Thank you, Michelle. That's it.
Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your story. And you know, I have to say that as we're closing here today, I have seen firsthand how these men and women go into the streets and have taken homeless people and got them a home and got them a job. And it's just, so emotional. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd like to also open it up for questions, and I also would like to acknowledge Gavin Walters. Thank you, Gavin, so much for being here. I met you just recently. You're the Vet-to-Vet of Ulster County Program Manager, so it means a lot that you're here. And we have Uncle Mike from WRWD, the Vets Advisory Board. He's been so awesome with everything. I can't thank you enough. Angela and Victoria and Alyssa, Jamie, Tyler, Joe, all the veteran services, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do. And so would anyone like to ask any questions? No? And I also like to acknowledge Dave Laffin.
Don't you guys have something you want to do? I'm for Vet-to-Vet. Okay.
Dave Laffin
okay?
and Steph. Yeah, thank you. And I saw what you did at the Shamrock for raising money by playing music, which I think is awesome. So thank you.
Anthony, we
And
have some money for you.
Great.
that is great, phenomenal.
$5,000.
Come on up.
Anthony, on behalf of the Shamrock Association, a local association in the city of Poughkeepsie, it was founded by World War II veterans. The Shamrock is a symbol of luck for surviving World War II. It is, as much as we do have a couple Irish people in there, it's not exclusively Irish. It's all about luck and survival of that ordeal. And so on behalf of Shamrock, $5,000. Thank you so much. Please. My honor. Steph and I worked on it the whole, and originally it started as one concert and ended up being 11 weeks in a row.
That's great.
And Senator Serino, I want to present you with the guitar pick I used for the closing night on Saturday.
Oh my God, I absolutely love this.
Thank you
This is
very
awesome.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And did anybody have any questions or concerns? No? Okay. Thank you, everybody. This was awesome today. And thank you. And you know what? We get the most bang for our buck with this money. It's $185,000, right, Dee Dee, for our county?
For each
Just
county,
for
and
each
I know
county.
our Columbia County Veteran Service Officer, Garrity Flaherty, wanted to be here today, could not, but that he does Columbia and Greene counties, and we are, this has been, I know you're very focused on your 2 counties, but as chair of veterans, I've been able to see across the state and talk to veteran service officers and Vet-to-Vet program, it is very much, as Anthony said, each program is really targeted to the needs, whether it's rural or urban, how individuals want to be treated, need to be treated, and that's what's so extraordinary. But we still have a lot of counties in the state that don't have this Dwyer funding, and so that's our goal, is to make sure that everyone has it.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody.